First started, I taught myself southpaw, and it really helped me in the amateurs as well as the pro.
Now Ward working his way inside. Abraham, wide punches, the right hook landing to the body.
So far, Ward he has gone to the body some early in this fight. Now, Louis Pabon, the referee, big issue about not having a California referee. He's from Puerto Rico. Boy, I can feel the air for that one.
The left foot landed. I mean, I want to know who fights this benefit if this thing really get rough in there.
Yeah.
Rough and tough.
Well, they're both rough fighters, and they both have been known to bend the rules from time to time.
Now Abraham trying to put his punches together. Most of them just landing on the gloves of Andre Ward, who has tight defense. Now Ward doubles up his jab. Abraham trying to make a little brawl out of it in the second round. And you like the way Arthur Abraham is coming out fighting. Arthur Abraham, Andre Ward fighting for a place in the Super 6 World Boxing Classic final. Ward in the red trunks. And Arthur Abraham in the burgundy and black. This also for the WBA Super Middleweight World title held by Andre Ward. He's making his third defense of the title. The right hook, left hand, blocked by Abraham.
Abraham's thrown nothing in this round, so this is a round he's kind of ceding to Andre Ward unless he can land something impressive. Andre Ward showing us the hand speed. There's the body punching that he so much wanted to do in this fight. And his hand speed and his combinations in that round were very impressive. And things got a little bit rough in there. On the inside, Pabon trying to break them and Ward punching. I think Louis Pabon broke them too soon, and I think Andre Ward should have been allowed to attack. And those wide punches from Abraham when he attacks are leaving opportunities for Andre Ward.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to shorten up with his punches.
Yep.
Andre Ward throws that right hook behind the elbow. That hurt. Abraham going back into his shell, not letting his hands go. Ward, however, the jab is like a whip now. He's also finding his rhythm.
There he goes for lefty.
20 seconds remaining in the sixth. Scheduled for 12. Abraham breathing out of his mouth. He's Abraham, who is starting to look more like a barroom brawler that has limited skills against a gold medalist like Andre Ward. Oh, the left uppercut lands again, and it backs up Abraham. No answers for the king.
If you're looking for Arthur Abraham to fall down, he fought about 9 rounds against Edison Miranda with a broken jaw and got hit repeatedly and still didn't go down.
Yeah, you know, sometimes they say when a fighter fight a guy that has more skill, sometimes will beat skill. But you got to be able to assert that will, and right now, he cannot do it.
Ooh, straight right hand got through by Ward, and that is the end of the round.
Arthur Abraham is now in a situation where he's going to have to open up pretty soon and do something, or this fight is going to completely get away from him.
From 160 to participate in the Super 6. Right now he is being outclassed.
Talked about the jabbing of Andre Ward. It has been a recurring theme in this fight.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful work right there. But what I noticed is that he's not only working it up top, he'll dig 1 or 2 downstairs as well. And that's what you call an educated jab.
I would say it's got a master's degree.
Come behind your combination, come behind the flip. Okay, bring your legs in position, get them on, and you get an exit, okay? Commit to him and exit. He's trying to roll, drop that shot behind there, and exit. Sister, come on the shoulder, okay? Okay?
Arthur Abraham.
Yeah, he had a tough spell where, in all those fights, Jermaine Taylor did very good work early in the fight and then got caught late. Now there's Ward switching to lefty again. You know, I think among the fighters that switch, Antonio, I think he does it as well as anybody in the sport right now.
Well, yeah, I have to agree because I don't know too many fighters do it on a regular basis, but it works for him. You know, right now, he's having openings right now with that straight left, and maybe he wouldn't have if he was right-handed.
And he throws with the same power from that stance. Not everybody does. Wow. Swelling around the right eye of Abraham. He's wearing him down right now.
He certainly is. Doubling up the right hand. Now Abraham trying to get inside, but there's nothing there.
And you saw Andre Ward hold on the inside. You know, he says he's a work in progress. I got to tell you, he's got most veteran tricks already figured out, and that's one of them.
Another straight right hand. That got through for Ward. Backs up Abraham in the corner. Southpaw style. Looks like it's confusing for Arthur Abraham. Another straight left hand to the body. Right hook for Ward.
Arthur Abraham has never been stopped, but I'll tell you, he's taking a pounding here, and there's 2 more rounds left.
Arthur, 2 rounds. Come on. Arthur, throw some punches. You can do it, I know it. 1-2 combinations, Arthur. Come on. Throw 1-2 combinations, Arthur. Breathe, Arthur. Breathe. Come on. Arthur, come on. Come on, Arthur.
Impressive performance by the WBA Super Middleweight champion Andre Ward. As we begin the 11th round schedule for 12, the winner to advance to the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final, where he will fight the winner of Glenn Johnson and Carl Froch.
That was Louis Wegner, the voice talking to Arthur Abraham, trying to do anything to get his man to get the job done. And meanwhile, Virgil Hunter in the Ward corner was telling Ward to go down to the body again. He's due light, in all likelihood, to stay on his feet.
13 seconds to go. Andre Ward, Arthur Abraham going the distance. And that's it. A smile and a hug.
I would think Andre Ward and Virgil Hunter have to believe this is a performance that they are very happy with. And by Andre Ward, that helped control this fight. And of course, he threw over 100 punches more than Arthur Abraham. That also is a key element. And
I'm surprised that combos landed was only 2.
We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Stanley Christodoulou scores about 120 to 108. Judge Ingo Baraba sees it 118 to 110. And Dr. James Jenkins scores about 118 to 111. All 3 in favor of the winner. Continuing to the finals of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. And still, the WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Andre S.O.G. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, New Jersey for the much anticipated featured bout of the evening as Goose and Tudor Promotions, Antonio Leonard Productions, and Matchroom Sport in association with Caesars Atlantic City and Showtime, sponsored by Corona and Azad Watches, present the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final. This unification championship is sanctioned. Introducing to you our three judges scoring from ringside. From England, John Keane. From Canada, Craig Metcalf. And from the United States, John Stewart. Here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of action scheduled for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Final and the unified WBA and WBC Super Middleweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Atlantic City, New Jersey, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue trunks, hailing from and proudly representing the Bay Area and Oakland, California. He weighed in at the Super Middleweight limit of 168 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign with a record of 24 wins, no losses, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome one of the young stars of boxing, the U.S. Olympic gold medalist and the current undefeated WBA Super Middleweight champion of the world, introducing Andre S.O.G. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim, known as Boxing's Pride of Nottingham, England. He weighed in at a ready 167.5 pounds with a record of 28 wins, 1 loss. He has 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome England's finest, the longtime British and Commonwealth champion, the reigning and defending two-time WBC Super Middleweight champion of the world, introducing Carl the Cobra And once again, a referee in charge now to give instructions, Steve Smoger.
All right, gentlemen, you were given your instructions in your individual dressing rooms. Please obey my commands, respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. God bless you both.
Steve Smoger is a referee in Vogue. He got the Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito fight a couple of weeks ago. He's refereed in 4 countries in the last month or so, including a trip to Australia. And he'll let them fight. He's a throwback ref with a couple of throwback fighters.
Yep, he's not a squeamish referee, and that's what we're going to need tonight, because Carl Froch is going to have to declare war, and he wants a referee to allow him to fight his kind of fight.
Froch will be coming out for the 200th professional round of his career, and this will be the 73rd he's had at world title level. Ward's only had 50 less, by the way, despite being perceived as the younger, fresher man. He is younger by 7 years. Now, can Froch make an early statement, Jim? Sometimes he's a slow starter.
I think he realises he cannot afford to be chasing the fight here. Froch does have an excellent left jab. He doesn't always make full use of, but he's going to have to do that here. Cannot allow Ward with the speed to dictate the pace. He's claiming the centre of the ring, he's pushing Ward back, but Ward is comfortable on the back foot, trying the power shot straight away, Froch.
Punch out, try to get out yourself.
Froch fancies he's the man with the edge in power.
Try to punch out, that's it.
Nice left hand there. The first really significant shot came from Ward, who's clever and often throws punches leading with the back hand. That's the hand furthest from the target, which is a surprise weapon, but of course Froch has seen the tapes. He does know about it. Very clever fighter, quite hard to line up, Andre Ward. I think Mikhail Kessler, who's top class, just couldn't ever really get going against him.
I think Kessler was surprised at the physical strength of Ward. He's not a puncher, but don't go into that ring thinking that he's not tough and strong and wiry. I think it surprised Kessler, and maybe it's surprising Carl Froch here. He's catching with the jab, his nose is reddening already. You can't telegraph right hands like Froch has just done there.
Ward edging this opening session, that's the impression anyway. Little right hand, it didn't land cleanly. Little half smile played across the lips of Froch at the end of round one.
Has to put them together, has to impose himself on Ward.
Third round of this, intriguing for the WBC and WBA Super Middleweight titles in the final of the splendid Super 6 competition. Great view, Froch. And he might believe that the last 3 or 4 rounds of this might be more his territory. This is physical. This is what Froch wants, isn't it?
He's the one, but Ward is the one pushing Froch back to the ropes. We expected to see this the other way.
Well, this is macho stuff from Ward. He's trying to prove to Froch that he can be the boss in there too.
Yeah, and he's happy to stay on that left hook again from Ward.
There's a great body shot from Froch in there, mind you, Jim. Very good body punch from Froch. This is getting rugged, rough, and increasingly fascinating.
And this kind of action, it's the man who's forced to work at this pace that tires first. And I think Ward is the one who's initiating the attacks. But a great response there from Carl Froch, but there's that left hook again. Doing the leading off there, but back comes Ward again.
With the body punching. Froch needs to win a round here, Jim, sometime soon.
Either that or he needs to land a big punch and hurt Ward and give him the confidence that he can get him out of there.
This is a guy, though, Carl Froch, who pulled it back against Jermaine Taylor, behind on the cards with 14 seconds to go over here. Don't write him off. Never write him off, really. But he's getting outboxed a lot of the time here. We thought he might be at times by Andre Ward, who is reinforcing the impression that he is a real talent in this business. Now then, Froch has him going backwards for the first time in giving ground. Ward gives a half smile as if to say, yep, I love all that too.
Now, you know, that might have looked a little bit clumsy, Ian, but he's going to have to do that. He's going to be prepared to miss with some punches to get some home. It looked a bit clumsy. His left foot overtaking his right foot, but he's going to have to do unorthodox things. A bit more of that, I wouldn't mind.
I think he knows already in there that Ward is a tough guy too. He was just trying to get under his skin a bit, to be honest with you. Froch win a psychological battle, but he might have to do that. He might just have to walk through walls, walk through punches to get his own in.
Well, this is a closer round.
Bit better from Froch this time round. He must hope this is a little turning of the tide.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of punches off here.
Great jab. Tremendous jab, and not so accurate or sharp in return that time from Ward. Again, good from Froch. In and out and away, and again,
good shot.
Ward now outboxed. He outboxed Ward for the last minute of that round. Froch wins that one. That may have been the first round, though, the 5th that Carl Froch has won.
I thought maybe just did enough to nick it.
I thought he did too. Don't know whether the judges did. There won't be any row about a hometown decision here, though. We've got an American judge, a British judge, John Keane, very experienced, and a Canadian as well. But Froch has work to do here. He's caught with the right hand there. Just hang in there, and Ward picked him off.
See, that is when Ward is so good, having the last little punch and the exchanges when they're up close. Carl seems to fall asleep at times as though he's waiting for the referee to break them up. But Ward keeps working. But I think Mikhail Kessler was shocked at the strength up close of Andre Ward, and I think the same things happen to the Froch camp. But I swore I would never again complain about where Carl carries his left hand. I got another good hook from Ward. But really, you've got to get that left hand up.
Caught again there. Froch going with a couple of his own. tries to bully Ward, but Ward's having none of that at all. Again, barges Froch up against the ropes, and as if to say, it's almost a macho thing with him, I think, here to make a point to Carl Froch.
And Ward is better at nullifying up close than Carl is. He's beautiful left hook again. He's better at the old pro tricks than Carl is. Carl wants to stand there and exchange punches. Ward is doing the little gymnasium, slightly nasty stuff, if you like.
He does have this iron chin, though. Carl Froch, everything just seems to bounce off him. He never seems to be dazed. I know Taylor had him down in the third round, but apart from that, these rounds are going in the bank for the American, I think.
When you throw, you can't throw and leave your feet behind. When he steps out of range, you've got to go in with 3 shots, 1 to up, or 1 double jab right hand. You can't just throw 1 shot and keep your feet there, because he'll counter you. Have a drink. Yeah, have a drink. Well, they're gonna, ain't they? You've got to move your head and move your feet quicker. You can't sit in there halfway. Listen.
Tough, okay? Now you gotta start doubling up the jab for me, but don't reach for him, okay? That's gonna keep him occupied, okay? Keep him busy and occupied. Just don't let him keep getting used to one little rhythm and stuff like that.
Well, we're beginning to see he hasn't even been in a close fight in the Super 6 tournament. We're beginning to see why. I mean, this is a terrific performance. Concentration every second there. Sees exactly what Froch is about to do and takes it away from him. But look at the roughness and the toughness of Ward. Digging that tonight. Tremendous. And look, just bullying Carl at times and then tying him up. This is what he's better at than Carl. Tying up inside, holding the one hand and punching with the other.
And the one question really about Ward going into this was he'd never had a gut check, and we wondered, well, would Froch be the man to do that, to take him into the trenches, if you like? But maybe the reason he hasn't had it is he's been too good. Here's the scorecard so far.
Yeah, well, as you see, I have Ward 5 points up, 64-69. I've given Froch the 1 round, and I don't know, I'd love to be kinder to Carl, but this is tough going for him. Not good. He's just going to have to do it caveman style. Forget the jab, just get close and get the powerful punches off that you can.
It's rough and tough on the inside, and with every exchange there, it's almost like Andre Ward saying to Froch, see, I'm pretty tough, aren't I? What were you saying at the press conference?
Carl was actually complaining to the referee, then punching after the bell. These are all signs of frustration.
Yeah, I think they are. Now is the writing on the wall. David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox sitting there alongside Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Carl Froch, who understandably has a long face.
Too quick, but we didn't expect him to be as tough as Carl Froch, and he is. I mean, he stood with him, he said the last word in the exchanges, and he sees what's coming back. I mean, his concentration is exceptional. Everything about him, his technique, and that was the one after the bell, when he'd already complained to Steve Smoger about something. I don't know if it was a low blow or a head in his face, I don't know.
He may not have heard the bell, I think. He seemed to be saying that. Round 9. That's understandable in all the bedlam. Into the last 4 rounds, last third of the fight. It's been largely one-way traffic so far in favour of the very, very gifted 27-year-old from Oakland, California. That's the town just across the bay from San Francisco. Andre Ward.
He hasn't switched to southpaw at any time in this fight. I wonder if that's because he reckons the way he's boxing is working. Maybe against Kessler he had to do that. Froch looking over towards the corner there. I don't know if one of those rounds I gave to Froch, I'm being a little bit kind, but I have it 7-2 at the moment.
88-83 is your card, Jim. Which is what you're saying, translated. Froch did a bit better in that last round.
See, I just think Ward is so relaxed. So when the punches have to come, they seem to come out of their own accord, whereas Carl's having to force to try and get himself close, forced to try and get the punches on target. But everything about Ward is just so relaxed. The punches just seem to come from nowhere.
It's been a stellar performance so far. from Andre Ward.
He gives a little feint. You don't know what hand's coming at you. Then he decides in a split second, then there's a burst of punches from him again. Froch cannot out-tough him. What else is there to do? Has to nail him with one big shot.
Lovely left jab. You can put Andre Ward right in that pound-for-pound argument, I think, on what you're seeing here. He'll have more to prove. Another left hand. Froch has the look at the moment of a man who just knows he's being outsmarted in there. It's like Kessler. Kessler couldn't do anything with him. Carl Froch can't do much with him.
Again, punching as he moves in. You know, some fighters move into range and then let the punches go, but Ward lets them go as he's moving and springs in with the shots, and he can put them together, doesn't lose his balance when he's doing it. An amazing talent, so difficult to deal with.
Yeah, very hard to read, a bit of a Rubik's Cube, I think, for opponents. Another sharp little right-handed. Froch trying to bustle his way in, somehow break that aura that Andre Ward has about him.
What a quality burst of punching that was, counter-punching from Andre Ward. He just swayed back and came back in with three lovely punches. Quality.
His way home. Froch won't allow him to do that. Look at this, wading away, but in the end he did not find the target with any of those.
But he stopped Ward from being effective for a lot of this round.
Barring something amazingly dramatic, I'm afraid to say Carl Froch is going to lose his WBC title here.
Ian, there is power in Carl Froch's punches still at this point in the fight. I don't know the same about Andre Ward, but that right hand, it didn't land cleanly, but there was a lot of power in it.
Ward was looking at the clock on the big screen as well there, late on. It's all too late, I'm afraid, I think, for Froch. Again, he looks outside the ring and smiles.
But it's good work coming back from him as well, Ian. You know, slipping, using movement now, coming back with punches. Really, he's finishing like a champion as well. Terrific fight, terrific performance from both men. But the trophy will not be given back to Britain.
Was outboxed and bedazzled a lot of the way in what was a quite stunning display for the most part by Andre Ward, even if he was hanging on for the last couple of rounds a little.
Yeah, but even when he was coasting, he was still coming back with punches. I did give the last round to Froch because certainly in the first 2 minutes he gave everything, every ounce he possessed. He showed in that last round how much he wanted to win this. I had such a high respect for Andre Ward before the fight. I knew how tough he was. I knew from the Kessler performance how difficult it was going to be for Carl Froch, but we could not have asked for any more from Carl. It was terrific. There you see, I have Carl tightening the scoring up, 1-1-2, 1-1-7. I was maybe kind to him in one of the rounds I gave him, but no way could I make a case for Carl Froch winning this one. I thought Ward was terrific.
Yeah, there can be no controversy about it. You can argue about the odd round here or there and the margin of victory, but there's absolutely no question that Andre Ward is a major talent. And if we didn't know it before, everybody knows it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judges at ringside, John Stewart and Craig Metcalf, both scored about 115 to 113. Judge John Keane seized about 118 to 110. All three in favor of the winner. He is now the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Champion. He is now the unified WBA and WBC Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Andre S.O.G. Ward.
If it helps Carl Froch's reputation, they only lost by 2 points, then well and good, he deserved that. But I thought it was wider. I had it by 5 points.
Yeah, I had it something like that as well. So the celebrations can begin for the Andre Ward family.